Hello everyone, this is the presentation for Case 1 Packets from Group 1 with Oksana Kaczmarczyk, Connor Thumpser, and Giorgio Del Vecchio. First, let's review the case questions. As one of the partners, evaluate the overall feasibility of Pack-iTS. How should Pack-iTS be positioned against the competition? Will Pack-iTS require an administrative assistant based on the number of hours each partner is able to commit each week? How risky is the venture, and is this a feasible venture? For some initial information, Pack-iTS would be a healthy lunch preparation and delivery service, serving elementary schools within the Thames Valley District School Board in London, Ontario. Managed by a 6-person partnership, there will be an initial investment of $25,000. All 6 partners would remain full-time university students for the academic year and want to limit their involvement in the business to approximately 10 hours a week. Each partner wants to withdraw a total of $6,000 over the period of September to June for compensation in running the business. The partners want to promote healthy eating habits for children and help reduce parental stress. Also, they are interested in gaining business experience that will allow them to potentially pursue Pack-iTS or another venture upon graduation. There are things to consider. There is not enough time to spend with the kids because both parents are working. This makes it hard to maintain an acceptable balance between work and home. Obesity in children is increasing because of unhealthy eating habits. Income in London, Ontario is higher than the national average, meaning parents are willing to spend extra money for their children to eat healthier. Also, fundraising projects for schools is very important to the community. The first question asks about Pack-iTS' position against the competition. Because none of the 154 elementary schools within the district school board operate cafeterias, healthy nutritional lunches is a very good competitive advantage for Pack-iTS. Also, parents are taken out of the equation altogether. Parents will not need to volunteer their time that could be used at home or with their children. Parents will also no longer be required to go to the store and purchase lunches. Parents would select the lunches from Pack-iTS' set menu of choice for their child. Parents would then choose how regularly their child participates in the program. The food would be prepared and assembled in the Pack-iTS facility. For easy delivery, each lunch would be clearly labeled with the student's name and placed inside a classroom container, labeled with the teacher's name. The partners are also considering donating 5% of Pack-iTS sales to the schools. Flexibility is a major competitive factor. To provide hot lunches for the students, 5 parents per school have to spend 22 to 25 hours handling cash, organizing orders, getting the drinks and desserts, and finally assembling and delivering one lunch for 400 students in each school. There are 7 schools in the district, totaling to 2,800 students. Weekly, that is 110 hours to 125 hours for lunch in just one school. Because time is limited, this time can now be given back to parents to spend with their children. All elementary schools in Thames Valley District School Board participate in one or more fundraising initiatives during the school year to raise money for school-related needs such as field trips, athletic equipment, library materials, or they raise funds for various charitable causes. Pack-iTS would be donating 5% of its projected lunch sales. That would total up to $22,876 in just one school year. We calculated this by using the partner's projected sales of lunches and multiplying it by the cost of $5 per lunch. Also on this table is the number of lunches based on the partner's projections. It ranges from 0 to 5 lunches ordered per child. Per week, the partners projected 2,408 lunch orders. For the full school year, which is 38 weeks, that is 91,504 lunches. The next question is about needing an administrative assistant. After looking at the weekly estimates of the amount of lunches that will be needed to be assembled, we were able to calculate how many hours of commitment will be required from the business partners. Per week, there would be 2,408 lunches ordered. If the partners are able to assemble 100 lunches in an hour, then 2,408 lunches will be assembled in 24.08 hours. We estimated up to give room for error, or slow pace, to 25 hours needed weekly. Also, 2 people would have to distribute the lunches at the schools, which will take 25 hours weekly. Shopping and preparation will take up to 10 hours. Administrative duties take 20 hours a week. Altogether, that is 80 hours necessary for their business to run. Unfortunately, the partners are only able to work 10 hours a week, totaling to 60 hours. So the remaining 20 hours will be needed to be covered by an administrative assistant to handle the administrative duties. For the 38 weeks that the business is providing lunches at schools, an administrative assistant will cost Pack-iTS $11,400. The venture is definitely risky. The initial expenses include the sales strategy where partners would be able to present their company. This involves backpack mail to distribute order forms on student backpacks when they come home. The partners also thought of doing additional promoting with a website, promotional packages for the principals, and marketing during the Thames Valley District School Board fundraiser fair. All of this would total up to $3,260. The operations are when the cost gets high. Renovations alone are almost $11,000. The Pack-iTS facility needs to be stocked with refrigerators, ovens, kitchen utensils, along with office and cleaning equipment. The partners also need a van and containers for the lunch deliveries. Insurance, rent, and a business license are also necessary and definitely required for them to be able to run their business. Altogether, this is a total of $27,265. The initial investment of $25,000 is not enough to cover the initial expenses. If they were to pursue this venture, they would be at a loss of $2,265. Although this is a risky business, Pack-iTS is also a feasible business. Looking again at the partners' projected sales, they also wanted to go a conservative route, so we calculated the revenue at 10% less than they expected. Total revenue would equal to $411,768. The cost of goods sold are $265,361.60. The rest of the expenses include the initial expenses, as well as making a few assumptions on the monthly payments between September to June, while others were considered for the complete 12-month year. The profit, including the partner's initial investment, would be around $30,000. Because each partner withdrew a total of $6,000 throughout the school year for compensation, altogether each partner approximately makes $11,000 from this business. And so, in conclusion, the partners are able to remain full-time students. The administrative assistant allows each of them only a 10-hour commitment in the business. Each partner potentially makes around $11,000, which is $5,000 more than they initially expected. They all gain entrepreneurial experience, but one major thing to consider is that while in the short run, this business was very successful with the small profits and the payoffs, in the long run, this is not a sustainable source of income. These students with their degrees should consider going into the workforce or finding an entrepreneurial venture that will make them much more successful and give them a much higher profit margin. And so that concludes our presentation. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.